to Cityline. With me, I have two individuals that I think probably have not had a moment of rest or sleep since this phrase was uttered in our community. And that phrase is, yep, Kinsey African Art and History Collection and Foundation. Please join me in welcoming Khalil Kinsey. You are the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Curator of the Kinsey African American Art and History Collection and Foundation. Welcome to Cityline.
Thank you so much for having us, Amanda. It's a pleasure.
It's great to have you here. And this handsome man next to you, Umi Wagner, what a great name, first off. And you are the co-founder of eTc Tacoma. Umi, welcome to Cityline.
Thank you so much for having us on Cityline today. We appreciate it. It's a lovely opportunity.
It's great to have both of you here. Okay, so Khalil, this first question may feel like one that you have been entertaining for a long time and answering for a long time, but it's always worth re-asking, and that is, why is the Kinsey collection important to the community? And by the community, I want to talk about the Tacoma Pierce County community, but I also want to talk about the Black community.
Well, and I'll try to give you a concise answer, because there are a lot of factors that I believe make it important, and none of them being that they bear my last name. They're important, or the collection rather, and the exhibition is important because it is an edifying experience. It's something that expands awareness and consciousness around the contributions from a multicultural standpoint, of our citizens in America. In this case, African Americans, in a very central way, bringing to the forefront all of these unknown stories of achievement and contribution that really inform our presence and our existence today, both in good ways and also in not so good ways, in terms of our disconnections and our misinformation and the way that we interact around the subjects of race in America. And our goal is quite humble in terms of just wanting people to leave any exhibition saying, I didn't know that. And then a concept of learn, use, teach, which is that you learn something, you use it in your own life, and then you teach others. And that really is, kind of the catalyst for the work that we do. And it's important because it brings people together, and it brings, in terms of the Black community, it gives us a chance to see more of ourselves in a fuller human aspect through the lens of the human experience, and what so many people, so many ordinary people doing extraordinary things, which is what we all do every day, just in the human experience, and that's really our intent, and I believe that's the significance of it.
I love what you said about what was it? Teach, learn, and use?
Yes, learn, use, teach.
Learn, use, teach. I love that. I experienced that when I went to an art museum and saw a very in-depth Jacob Lawrence exhibit, and my brain spun for days off that exhibit. So speaking of that, as people are listening to this and going, oh, I haven't quite got down there yet, how long will the Kinsey collection be on display at Tacoma Art Museum?
Well, there's a little time left. We're entering into 6 weeks, the final 6 weeks of the exhibition, although there are some talks about perhaps an extension. I can neither deny nor confirm that. But as of now, we are looking at November 28th as the closing date for the exhibition. We encourage everyone to visit, to come back, and to bring friends and family to the exhibition and also to the pop-up shop.
Oh, absolutely. So, Umi, let's talk about this. First off, how did eTc Tacoma get connected with the Kinsey African American Art and History exhibition at TAM?
It's actually a really fun story because it has to do with full circle moments and just relationships, networking, connection. So we became connected with the Kinsey family and collection because of Khalil and I. We have a relationship. So we've been friends for going on 15 years or so. So it's been a very long time that we've known each other and worked alongside and just peer to peer, right? I went to school in Los Angeles, and that's where I met Khalil originally. And he has always been someone to look up to, obviously, but also has always treated me and dealt with me as a peer. So we've been able to see each other grow within our own skill set. And so what happened was it was a phone call. There was a phone call from Khalil to we have a mutual friend who owns a boutique in Seattle. They had a phone call. They were talking about Khalil being in Tacoma, and the friend recommended that Khalil work with eTc Tacoma as one of the businesses that they paired with since they're in Tacoma. And in that short conversation, it came full circle that the friend was mutual. That would be me. Khalil only knew of one Umi, and I happened to be that Umi, right? And so it was just a really mind-blowing moment for me. I've always wanted to be able to see the Kinsey experience. And so this was just amazing. Like the coincidence, it wasn't a coincidence. It was pretty much fate is what it felt like. And so we began to talk about how we could work together, and then slowly went from one t-shirt to a couple of pieces. And now, as you see, we have an entire pop-up shop. So it was a really special moment.
Well, yeah, I mean, I hope you're writing that down. That needs to be like a prologue to a book. That needs to be a prologue to a coffee table book with all of the t-shirts in it. You know,
I love this idea.
You know, glossy, sexy, and then the story of how this came to be. You can go do that. Okay, so how long has eTc Tacoma been in business, and what's its history, Umi, to have Khalil's head turned unknowingly to you?
So we've been in business for 7 years now. Thank goodness. Thank you, Tacoma. Thank you, Washington. Thank you everywhere that supports. We are extremely grateful to be doing business in Tacoma. I would say, so our history is really that we are about amplifying and bringing awareness to things that are within the community, and then things that have to do with our lifestyle. So like art is big in our lifestyle. So then for us, of course, this would be something that we would, no matter what, whether we were involved, we would highlight it and say, hey, we've been to this. You should go see this. If we hadn't been working with the Kinsey family so closely, I'm sure we still would have figured out some way to be able to donate funds for kids that don't have the ability to normally be able to go see the collection, to have that ability. So for us, it's all about bringing in people into our lifestyle, and then in some way, some shape or fashion, allowing them to experience that. So we help assist, youth throw art shows with that at our store. When it was more accessible, even last year, even in the midst of the pandemic, with a charter school summit in downtown Tacoma, they did an art walk, and we were the like opening space for the art walk, and there was art all over our walls, and then you continue to walk downtown through businesses. So for us, our history of us being a business is touching the community through art or through elevating art spaces.
I love that. Boy, well said. So, Umi and Khalil, in these last 2 minutes, let's talk about, Umi, when is the pop-up at TAM? When can we touch something and go, yes, I want that?
We're live. We're happening right now. Right now, you can come down and see me. It's really great. The story that I just gave, I give a shortened version of that, basically 10 to 20 times a day. But so you can come in here, that one, or I can give you a detailed story. But we're here, open right now, whenever the museum is open and through the entire exhibit.
Nice. Khalil, when you think about the ways that the Kinsey collection is being celebrated, are there some other ways that it can be celebrated at TAM than what you're seeing?
Well, there's a number of ways. I mean, first off, though, our partnership with Umi and eTc and TAM and being able to do this pop-up shop and capsule collection, which is also available online through tamstore.org. It's a dream come true for me because it's always been about introducing a lot of different worlds to the exhibition through a lot of different avenues and portals. Fashion being such a conduit of and something that youth really identify with and wear, no pun intended, on their sleeve as far as what their views are and what their loves and passions are. It was just a no-brainer for us to do this, but it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. But other ways that TAM is celebrating and amplifying the exhibition is through the cafe with Chef Tony Lang, and the different Black businesses that he's bringing through to do pop-up days as far as incredible food and different themes is really a cool way. Renton School District is sending kids, their entire 5th grade class, school district wide, to the exhibition to learn and to study, and now are developing curriculum from bits of the collection that we're working with them on. There's the free nights Thursday and the extended hours as well on Thursdays and Fridays that allow for people to come after work and enjoy all kinds of different things. And we have some events that are being planned for the weekend of November 14th, I believe. That'll have myself and the family back. We're going to be doing something with eTc, to really, really speak to the youth base that we want to come through the doors, in so many different ways. But it's been a perfect blend of youthful approach along with traditional approach that I think has allowed us to strike a really great balance and kind of, hit a critical mass when it comes to visitors and exposure and access.
I love that. So for both of you, this last question, and Umi, we'll start with you first. Who would you like to thank for this journey and also for just going forward?
I think I need to start extremely close to home. So I have to start with Paris, the co-owner of the other half of the business, for just allowing me the opportunity to jump into this realm, to take this opportunity to do this. I really do need to thank him for that. He keeps us, he's our risk evaluator. So him understanding that I believe that this was a worthwhile risk to take for the business. I really do need to thank him for allowing me that opportunity. And then other than that, I have to thank my wife for all the emotional support every day, right? Getting home and just believing like we're going to get at this again tomorrow, and her shooing me out the door, lunch in hand. And then I have to thank the TAM, obviously, for housing this experience. That's extremely important. And then, supporting, I feel supported so thus far in all the everything that we've gone through, just in terms of releasing and marketing assets and keeping that going. And then more, obviously, the Kinsey family, right? Yes. Bernard and Shirley have been extremely open to having me around and involved. And then Khalil, of course, Taryn, Taylor, these are parts of the Kinsey collection, the Kinsey family that have really thrown their arms around me and exalted both me and my business partner throughout this, and Tacoma, the place that I'm from. So, one of the bigger thank yous definitely has to go to Khalil and the family.
I love that. Khalil, that's a hard act to follow. Who would you like to thank?
First off, Umi and Perry with eTc, just really with understanding the value proposition here. This was about more than just making clothes and selling clothes. This was about building relationships, and that's kind of the old Boy Scout credo of leaving a place better than you found it. That's really what we strive to do and what I strive to do through these different lenses. And so to be able for them to get it, and to not just for us to be friends and them saying, okay, yeah, we're whatever you want to do, but more so being engaged and understanding how this benefits them, but also how it benefits the Tacoma community at large. That's really, really important, because without that, the heart and soul is missing, from the partnership, which it so very much requires. requires, in my opinion. And then Tam, of course, who embraced these ideas, provided the space, in short order. When we had these ideas and these asks, they to their credit, this was something that they have not done before. And so for them to see the vision and to quickly say yes has been awesome. And that's been indicative of our partnership, at large. It has been that they've understood what we want to do and have supported that because they understand how that supports them. So that's a big part. Of course, my family and the team, Taylor Jackson, Terrence Stevenson, Larry Earl, as well as my mother and father, of course, as being the nucleus, just huge. And then to the Tacoma community at large. We've been just overwhelmed by the warm embrace that we have felt by the Tacoma community and the greater Pacific Northwest community for us to be able to be a part of this. So it's just a lot of thank yous all around. This has just been a beautiful experience, and we're not done. 6 more weeks with exhibitions and events and the pop-up shop that will be open throughout. So we encourage everyone to come down and take a piece of the exhibition home with you in the form of apparel and different products that are really, really cool and unique and won't be around much longer. And once they're gone, they're gone.
I love that. Both of you, as elegant and as warm as the art. Thank you.
Thank you
so much for this beautiful gift that you have put together and just served up for Tacoma. It is a legacy that the two of you will learn from for a long time. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
And we have much more to come on Cityline. Don't go away. We'll be right back.